Hello, my friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we are going to be talking about the House decriminalizing marijuana, or at least voting to decriminalize marijuana. This story comes from NPR titled House Approves Decriminalizing Marijuana Bill to Stall in the Senate. Obviously, because you know how Republicans can be sometimes. Not very libertarian. That's for sure. Um, anyway, the House of Representatives approves decriminalizing marijuana at the federal level on Friday, in the first time Congress has acted on the issue, which is not true. The vote was largely along party lines, 228 to 164. Republicans and the lone independent member joined Democrats to the bill, and 6 Democrats voted no. Branded as the Marijuana Opportunity Reinvestment and Expungement Act, or MORE Act for short, the bill removes cannabis from the list of federally controlled substances and facilitates canceling low-level federal convictions and arrests related to marijuana, which is arguably good. You know, people have been telling Trump to do this for a long time. I think he should. Um, the legislation is not expected to pass in the Republican-controlled Senate, which is my issue with Republicans as a whole. Um, why wouldn't you want to legalize like this? Is there just a plant? You know, I don't personally smoke. I used to. It's just not for me. But it's yeah, God made this plant. You know, like it just seems silly to me to make illegal a plant that God has made. Anyway, the bill is a way for Democrats to send a message about their outlook on drugs in a nation where more cities and states already have become more accepting. It creates excise tax on cannabis sales and directs the money to be targeted to communities adversely affected by the so-called war on drugs. That's going to be an issue. I can already see it now. that part, that's probably why Republicans voted against it. Um, and the next part, which is about added incentives for minority-owned businesses to help them enter the cannabis market. That's illegal. Unconstitutional to target one group in favor of the other. Title VII prohibits that specifically. A lot of people don't know this, but Title VII applies to all of the government with more restringent things than it would a regular business. So yeah, that's definitely not passing the Senate. House Judiciary Committee Jerry Nadler, who sponsored the bill, said he thought Washington shouldn't stay so far behind parts of the nation. Federal action on the issue would follow the growing recognition in the states that the status quo is unacceptable, despite the federal government continuing decriminalization of marijuana. 36 states and the District of Columbia have legalized medical cannabis, which means it's still technically illegal in those states because you can't have law contradicting federal law. Um, so yeah, the Republicans opposed it. And apparently the American Medical Association has released a letter opposing the legislation. But we all know the American Medical Association is just a pawn of petroleum drugs. Ridiculous. More than half of all Americans live in a state where cannabis is legal. Etc., etc., etc. Talks about priorities. Yeah, that's pretty much the end. All the rest of this is not news. See that little thing there? It just kind of bothers me. Okay. Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, I think Trump should just legalize it, but he probably won't, given circumstances. But it is what it is. Anyway, have a wonderful day and God bless you.